Wright's filmmaking is one that packs a punch with both style and substance, creating an entertaining film no matter the genre. In this video essay, I want to specifically look into how Wright creates humor through pacing, contrast, editing, and sound design, specifically in his comedies. However, I'm also going to touch on how he uses similar elements in an action movie to create thrill and a sense of adventure. In Hot Fuzz, Simon Pegg's character, Nicholas Angel, is a no-nonsense cop who takes his job very seriously in the movie. He prepares to take down a religious cult that has been up to no good in a small village. Camera. During the montage scene, Wright uses an ultra close-up shot on different specific objects such as a gun or a sea mine. This creates a tunnel vision effect for the audience and generates humor through the contrast between the small police station and the abundance of weapons, including a sea mine. Who on earth needs one of these in a village? The pacing of the scene is created through the editing, which is later broken down for comedic effect. The fast cuts maintain the audience's attention, and slowing down highlights something specific and absurd, such as the password to the weapon vault being 999, or Angel's heavily geared up appearance. Other elements like his glasses and toothpick, as well as the lack of reaction from the policeman at the front desk, add to the comedy. Like the camera work, the sound design immerses the audience in the scene. The diegetic sound from the objects in the scene, such as the guns clicking and the number pad beeping, helps the audience follow what's happening amidst the confusion created by the fast cuts. In the background, there's a deep and bass-heavy song that builds up to a crescendo, adding anticipation for the audience. When the music ends, the build-up reveals Angel in his heavily geared form, creating more comedy. In The World's End, Wright employs his signature style in a more subtle manner, yet it still manages to generate laughs. The film follows Simon Pegg's character Gary King as he sets out on a pub crawl with his friends years after being apart. Their goal is to reach the world's end, but Gary's plans are derailed when he learns that one of his friends no longer drinks alcohol. Wright once again uses his trademark ultra close-up shots when the beer is being poured, with the sound of the beer filling the glass carrying a lot of weight and depth. The humor in this scene stems from the contrast between the beer and the water that is poured for Gary's non-drinking friend. The sound of the water is higher pitched and lacks the bass of the beer, making it seem feeble in comparison. The scene is edited with a mix of fast-paced cuts and slower shots of the water pouring, allowing the audience to feel Gary's disappointment at his friend's refusal to drink with him. Despite the more subdued use of his style, Wright's attention to detail and mastery of the contrast create yet another memorable comedic moment. In these two scenes, Wright creates the humor through contrast generated by the ultra close-up camera, editing, and sound. However, he creates thrill and action in the same way in Baby Driver. The opening scene of Baby Driver establishes just how incredible a getaway driver Baby is. While the camera isn't as quite ultra close up as in the previous movies, it still focuses on a few key details. Reactions to Baby driving, what Baby sees, and what Baby does. These elements are intertwined and cut rapidly from one to another. Previously, the fast-paced cuts added comedy, but here they generate adrenaline as the cops chase after Baby's car. The break in pacing and camera movement then widens out to show the incredible maneuvers that are possible. While previous films use the same technique to highlight something absurd, here it creates awe in the audience as they see just what can be achieved with a car. The sound is mostly diegetic once again, with the car's engine and the buttons and levers Baby uses to control it taking center stage. The police sirens chasing them add a constant background noise. The same contrasting elements used in the two comedies are now used to depict action and wonder. I'm a huge fan of Edgar Wright because of his unique style. His movies have taught me that style isn't restricted to a single genre. Whether it's a comedy or an action movie, a consistent style can evoke different emotions. However, achieving this requires a thorough understanding of how each element contributes to creating the desired emotional response. And Edgar Wright is a master at this. In Hot Fuzz and The World's End, he expertly employs contrast through camera angles, sound, and editing to generate comedy. In Baby Driver, on the other hand, he uses the same techniques to create a thrilling experience for the audience.